Good morning, students. Our today's topic is Principles of Inheritance and Variation. Under that topic, our first subtopic is Mendel's Law of Inheritance. Gregor Mendel conducted hybridization experiments or Garden P and proposed the laws of inheritance in living organisms. Mendel investigated characters in garden pea plant and proposed two opposite traits, that is tall or dwarf plant, yellow or green seeds. So Mendel worked on these 7 traits, characters, and explained which one is the dominant trait and which one is the recessive trait. So students learn these dominant traits and recessive traits and character. Sometimes in the exam they ask about which one is the dominant character or recessive character. So in the seed shape, roundness is the dominant character. In the next page, page number 71, in the box it is shown that which character is dominant and which one is recessive. In this box, first character is stem height. Tallness is dominant over dwarfness. In flower color, violet color flowers are dominant over white color. Flower position, axial is dominant over terminal. Axial means in the axis of the leaf or a branch. Terminal means at the tip. Pod shape, inflated is dominant over constricted. Inflated means fula hua. Pod color, green is dominant over yellow, and seed shape, round seed shape is dominant over wrinkled one. Seed colors, yellow is dominant over green. So learn these characters as well as which one is dominant and which one is recessive. So Mendel developed true breeding pea line. How he developed pure breeding pea line? When he self-pollinated the plants, he obtained the true breeding pea line. Next topic is inheritance of one gene, that is monohybrid cross. In this, two parents with contrasting characters are taken and they are homozygous. Homozygous means having same type of alleles. What is allele? Genes which code for a pair of contrasting traits are known as allele. Genes which code for a pair of contrasting characters are known as allele. So here the two contrasting characters are tallness and dwarfness. Two plants, one is tall and one is dwarf. They are taken. In that gametes are produced, and after in the F1 generation, after fertilization, all organisms are tall. He concluded that in F1 generation only dominant character appears. When tallness gamete is there, when dominant allele is present, recessive allele is unable to express itself. In the presence of dominant allele, recessive is unable to express itself. So only dominant character appear in F1 generation. All are tall. For the next generation, when they are crossed, that is when F1 individuals are crossed, then in the F2 generation, the phenotypic ratio is 3:1. 3 tall and 1 dwarf individual is produced. Capital T, that also tall. Capital T, small t, also tall, because T is dominant. In the presence of dominant, recessive is unable to express itself. So here 3 are tall and 1 is dwarf individual. That is the phenotypic ratio. Phenotypic ratio means from the outer expressions, from the outer characteristics what we can observe, that is phenotypic ratio. In this, from when we observe from outside, 3 tall and 1 dwarf individual is produced, and their genotypic ratio, what is genotypic ratio? Which type of genes are present in that? Some are having capital T, some having capital T, small t, and some are having small t, small t. These are different types of genes are present, genetic makeup. So their genotypic ratio is 1:2:1.